What's up, everyone? Nethervvoid here with more Endless Legend. Yes, Season 2 of Endless Legend. You probably thought you'd never see that on any of my channels, but here it is. Shifters just released a new expansion for this game, and I really wanted to play it, so I asked my awesome friends over at Amplitude for some keys. I got keys to expansions, so I could show you Endless Legend Shifters. So we're going to be doing a playthrough of the Allayi, that's the new faction. Otherwise aka Shifters in my opinion. So you can see here one of the Allayi units. This is called Skyfin. It's a pretty cool unit. It has some weird qualities, and he's going after this pearl here, which is a new resource in this expansion. The Allayi actually are stronger in wintertime, so they have a really different playstyle that I'm going to try to master, but might not do a very good job at. But we're going to try to get pretty quick into this. I want to start episode 1 of season 2, at least setting down my city and getting some stuff going. So I'm going to pretty much keep this pretty much the normal settings here that you'd get when you start a game. Difficulty, I'm going to keep it normal. I tried some playthroughs with these guys on hard because my season 1 on normal was really easy. But they've amped up the AI since I played this thing last. So I tried it on hard, and it was not working out. I was getting pretty much slammed real quickly. And a lot of that's because I've not played the Allayi yet, and they play very differently. Each one of the factions in this game plays very different than the other factions. You can see there are tons of factions. In season 1 I played Necrophages. They are more of a militaristic faction, and that's why I played them, because I like to kill everybody. But this time I'm going to play the Allayi. They have a very interesting style, and hopefully I'll do really well with them, but I don't know. But each one of these are very, very different. It's not like when you play Civ, when you're the United States, almost everything's the same as being, Russia or something like that. Every one of these guys has unique qualities that really force you to play them a certain way, pretty much. The strategies for each faction is very, very different. That's one of the things I love about this game. They all also have their own storylines, so when you replay through it, you're going to get a completely different storyline as to what they're doing on the planet and why, and it really does feel like you get different personalities and stuff. When you play a lot of other 4X games, you don't get a lot of personality difference. I never felt, but in this game there's a lot, down to what they look like, everything about them pretty much. It's pretty cool. So here are the traits of the Allayi, and we're going to talk about this more when we get in the game. The main thing is, well, let's get in the game. I don't like to sit in the menu screen here, so we're going to pick Allayi, or is it where the hell are Allayi? I'm probably saying it wrong, actually. It's Allayi? Allayi. Well, I'm going to call him Allayi. I think that's actually the way you're supposed to say it. Everybody's probably yelling at the screen, "Come on, Nether! Say it right! Damn it!" You guys always get kind of pissed when I screw up in these games. There are going to be a lot of screw-ups, I'm telling you. So I'm just going to let the computer pick at random these other 5 nations. Also, the other difference from Season 1 is... in here, I picked more victory conditions, and the first time around, I just wanted an elimination, which is take over every city, or quest victory. I thought was okay. Although I don't think quest victory was in season 1, because I'm pretty sure I forced it into elimination. A lot of people didn't like that because a lot of the other factions are based more around other victory types, like science or dust or something like that. Dust would be an economic victory. Dust is the money in the game. It's like gold or something. But so I left a few more of these on just to allow the other factions that have a prevalent, are more prevalent to do, like the Wonder Victory, where you create this this building from the Endless. That's this ancient race that was, in this. Basically, all the games come out of Amplitude kind of have the same general storyline in the background, where the Endless were this old ancient race of super beings, basically, and they've died out, but there's remnants of them all over the place. So in all their games, that kind of is what you're getting into, which is kind of cool. But one of them is build one of the old Endless buildings, and by having control of that building, you pretty much win the game, because you can control everybody else or something. Like, no one can keep up with you. Scientific victory, we're going to put that in. I don't really like these, because I don't care what science you have if I have tanks on your doorstep. I just feel like, how could you ever think you're going to take me when I can just blow you away and take over? But we'll just leave it in. Quest victory is kind of neat because it has people pushing through the quest line. That's kind of cool too. We'll do that one. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. Check that out if you want. Winter harshness, if I turn this up, it would actually be beneficial to me, because the Allayi are more of a winter-based faction. They have bonuses in the wintertime. So let's see. That's pretty much what I'm doing as far as altering the normal settings here. But as you can see, there are tons of settings. Go mess around. There's tons of replayability in this game, and that's why a lot of people love this game because of that. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to hit start, but I'm going to pause the video because it takes a while to generate the world and things like that, and I don't want I don't want to waste time on that. You can also do customized factions. I'm not going to do that. I'm just picking one of the stock ones that allow you to show you them, but you can customize your faction, which is kind of neat too. A lot of cool settings in this game. It's a very, very fun game. You can get it on Steam. I think it's $60. I'm not positive. It does go on sale from time to time, and I usually tweet that out. So watch my Twitter feed if you want to try to get it on sale. So anyway, without further ado, let's start the game, and I'm going to pause the video, and I'll see you guys in a second. So we've spawned into the game here. The world is generated. These videos are, we've only spent 5 minutes in the menu section, so that's really good. These videos are going to be about 30 minutes long, so we've got a lot of extra time, 25 more minutes to get into the game now. So you spawn in with a couple of troops, a settler, and I've got my hero here, and he's assigned to this army. Heroes are kind of neat. They're kind of specialized troops that have a little bit of extra, you know, abilities and stuff like that, and they have their own skill trees, which is really cool. If we look at them right here, all the units in the game can have gear, which is really cool. You can actually, and that is part of the tech tree, so as you tech up, you can give them different gear. And I think this is a really great thing because they're probably thinking, you know what? I mean, you can do this in like a sci-fi 4X, give them new lasers and new kinds of weapons and stuff and engines. Why don't we do it in this fantasy setting? That's kind of cool. So I like that too. I think it's awesome you can gear these guys up. 2 accessory slots down here. You can also like if you want a faster troop, you can put different kinds of accessories to make them have more move points and things. So you can really customize your troops a lot, which I really love. Now the heroes have this skill tree, which is really awesome. Every time they level up, they get a point, and you can put it in any of one of these and kind of go after whatever you're looking for. This guy, I'm gonna actually keep him as a warrior hero because he's a ranged troop, and Allayi don't have any ranged troops. So he'll help out with that in battle, because you can either do your battles automatically like you would in any other 4X game, or you can take control of your units and actually fight in like a mini game. It's pretty cool. So he has 3 range. That's awesome. He's got a lot of great bonuses. Plus, I want this guy to be out with the troops because when winter comes and I go to collect pearls, the Allayi are really reliant on pearls, that new resource, right? So I need to collect as many as I can, and actually it's this one right here, I can get % bonuses to my pearls collected with this guy leading the army. So I'm definitely going to want to have him out in the field. So that's who I got as my starter hero, and so I'm going to kind of split this army up because I want to start searching around. And what I usually do is turn this dude on, show the Fidzy. Fidzy is food, industry, what's the D? Dust, and science. So food, industry, dust, and science. That's what's showing us right here from each of these tiles. So when I place my city down, I'm going to be grabbing some of those tiles, and that's going to be part of what my city's producing. So I've already spawned with an insane map, I can tell, because I have 3 anomalies in a row right here. See, so like these are just kind of regular tiles. These are anomaly tiles that give a lot of extra Fidzy. So that's pretty awesome. It is Fidzy, right? Yeah, Fidzy. So this is going to be crazy for us. Now, a lot of that's because I did a normal setting difficulty. If I was on harder or endless or something like that, it would be a lot more difficult. I'd probably start in a more difficult region. Don't worry about what a region is. We'll talk about that in a minute. Here's a region border, though. That's one thing to know. So let's start heading out. I'm going to go search these ruins because one of my bonuses as an Allayi is I get extra pearls from searching out ruins. So why don't I take one of my warrior type units and I'm going to go search this. Ooh, okay, so new quest. I haven't gotten one of these in a while. Last couple of playthroughs on my testing stuff, I didn't get this. Among the strange and wondrous things that you have discovered while traversing Auriga is the new oddity, the Biforge, a creation of the Endless. It seems to have been constructed to allow the simultaneous smithing of 2 different strategy resources. Oh, cool! While the idea is not overly complex, it's clear to you that you require the aid of delvers to efficiently exploit the forge without continuously cracking your head. Come back and search this ruin with a delver's unit and your army and a minimum of 10 titanium and 10 glass steel. Oh, you get a crossbow, an item. I would have rather had pearls. This is great, and actually, plus 30% damage is pretty insane. By heroes, you can only equip it by hero. Actually, this would really be really good for my current hero, because he's a ranged character. That's really cool. Huh, point blank power 2 even. It actually has a capability. But I have to get a Delver unit. A Delver is a minor faction, which you can conquer them and pacify them and add them to your empire, basically. But I don't know if they all have, each one of the minor factions has their own specific bonus if you pacify them. And I'm going to be going after more military stuff, so I don't know if Delvers are military units, but hopefully they are. I also need ranged units. Each of the minor factions, if you assimilate them, you get access to their unit. And I'm looking for a faction with a ranged unit would be nice to supplement my armies, because I don't have any ranged units. So we'll see. Okay, so show location, and it says come back when you have all that stuff. I don't think that was the greatest, but it is what it is. So let's come down here. Here's another anomaly. That's pretty neat. There are 3 more over here. That's ridiculously crazy. But this is a great start. I'm going to definitely start here. So let's look at the Allayi a little bit. Let's look at some of their bonuses and minuses, pluses and minuses, right? Displays Pearl Cluster locations on explored tiles. That's during the winter time. I think everybody does that, so I'm not sure if that's a bonus or not. Pearls received on Ruin Search. That's something only I get. But again, a lot of my units and buildings cost pearls. So I'm going to be spending them a lot too. I kind of need that. 100% margin of error for season predictability on the Empire from Breath of Auriga. So the whole premise behind this game is Auriga, the planet, is dying. I can't remember why. I'm not sure if the star is dying or what, but the winters become longer and longer, and so the planet's dying, right? During the winter, you have decreased movements on your armies, and you get decreased food and different things like that. There's a bunch of negatives with being in the wintertime. Also, you can't predict it. If you can do certain researches in science to predict it better, but in general, you can't predict when it's going to come. I can. This faction can, the Allayi, because they're so in tune with the planet. Winter is in 17 turns. So that's one of my bonuses. 150% expansion disapproval. That's bad on generation. A disapproval generation on cities because of this trait, We Chosen Few. That's bad. That means they don't want me to build more cities, and they get more PO the more cities I build. So it's going to be harder for me to build more cities, which means it's going to be harder for me to produce a lot of units and crush people. So that's going to make it tough. We're going to have to really focus on getting luxuries to increase approval and getting anomalies that increase approval. So that's going to be pretty big for us. There are also different buildings that can increase approval. 100% growth required per population. So just to grow my cities takes me twice as much food. So again, I'm going to grow really slow. So these are things we're going to have to overcome, right? Negative 25% influence. You get influence points from your cities, basically. Cost of diplomatic declaration of war on Empire from basically through this trait during winter. So during winter, it's cheaper for me to declare war on people, and that's definitely when I'm going to want to, because that's when my troops will be the strongest and theirs are weak, right? That's when I want to jump on people. 25% less influence cost for peace treaties, basically, during the summer. Yeah, during the summer I don't want to fight, so I want to declare peace during that time so I can wait for the winter. So as you play through, winter becomes longer and they become more frequent, and so it's kind of going to be a slow burner where I'm going to want to turtle up a little bit in the beginning and then make big attacks in the end when there's a lot of winter time and everybody else is kind of, getting crushed. 15% increased, I can't remember what this is called. It's initiative. So my troops being able to attack first per morale on units from Battlefield Symbiosis. So basically, one of my units, the Skyfin, if I have the Skyfin placed behind my army when I attack, I'll get a morale bonus and I'll be able to attack first more often than not. Garth of the Allayi on Empire. Garth of the Allayi is a special expansion to my cities that gives me double the resources I would normally get from an expansion. They're not called expansions though, they're called districts for everybody else. For me, I get a special building called Garth of the Allayi, and I get double the bonuses when I build an expansion. But I also get a lot more disapproval, right? Disapproval. So that's kind of to balance it out a little bit. In fact, I think it's kind of a bonus because this is doubled, right? The bonus is double. but the penalty is only half as much more. So, if plus 150%, so maybe it's actually a negative there. Luxury Alchemist, technology unlockable with research. Basically what this does is I get a couple extra turns for when I kick off like a luxury bonus. I usually get like 10 turns or 15 turns of a bonus. This will give me 2 or 3 extra turns, so that's kind of neat. Allows to adopt a light or dark form. This is really cool. I have a summer form and a winter form, and I can change each of my troops has that. When I change forms, I get different bonuses on those troops. So I can change forms in wintertime. I think it costs pearls to change forms. I'm not positive on it, but it's kind of neat. I can change my troops for the situation. Negative 50% dust on cities from rebellion. I think that basically is saying... I'm not sure if that means... I think that's a negative. I think that's a detriment. And science. I have to keep my people happy. I think this is new. I think what people were doing is not caring about disapproval, and they're building tons of cities and just spamming troops, not caring about this stuff. So this is saying, hey, if people aren't happy, it's even more of a detriment for you. And also, this used to be +2 diplomatic points on Empire from Cold War. If I keep other factions at a Cold War state, I get diplomatic points, which are used, I think, primarily toward victory, in a diplomatic victory, but I'm not positive on that. I do know diplomatic points is what you need for a diplomatic victory. I'm just not sure if that's the only thing they're used for. So there's a lot more stuff to talk about in here. I really just wanted to talk about the Allayi a little bit. And I know I just wasted a lot more time on our episode 1, but that's kind of how I do things. I explain as I go, so that my Let's Plays and stuff are really kind of tutorials at the same time. So if you like that, great, stick around. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and favorite. That does help my channel if you want to support this. Also, definitely subscribe if you've come from the Season 1 videos, because I'm on a different channel now. The channel you're on right now is specifically for 4X games. Like turn-based strategies and building games like Factorio, Minecraft, and stuff like that. So, brand new channel, please subscribe if you're from the old channel. Okay, so that's all we're going to talk about right there. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move the settler out because I want my hero to stay with the other troop. This is an insane starting area. Usually people say, try to start your first city on 2 anomalies. This is 3 anomalies. Also, look, we've got a food bonus. That's going to help us grow. Remember, we have food issues? That's awesome. Plus, big science bonuses. Plus, we need a lot of industry when we first start out. We need to search out these ruins first before anybody else can get there. That's going to get us a lot of extra pearls. We need those, which means we need to build units to help us do that. We don't have enough units to search as much as I want to. One of the other bonuses we didn't talk about was we can embark on water. We can cross water immediately. Usually that's an Era 2 tech, and other factions don't have that, so we need to spread out to other continents and get the ruins before they do. So that's going to help a lot with this anomaly. So let's take our settler here and build our first city. Sweet, and build city. So I also like to try to do what I've been trying to do with my Let's Plays is kind of make a backstory for our Let's Play. So our backstory is Zoyos Bright/2, commander of the Allayi that he is chieftain over, says, you know what? These interloping species to our planet have been treating this planet so badly that now she's being destroyed, and we need to come up and draw all the Allayi back together and take this planet back for ourselves. It's our rightful place. It's time. The Allayi were around before the Endless, actually, so on this planet, and it's time to take back Auriga, and we know how to handle this planet, and they don't, so we're going to stomp them, especially when the wintertime comes. We're ready. So he says, let's go, let's start a city, let's gather all the troops from across the world, from across Auriga. So let's build our first town. So when you build a town, you get 6 tiles around your town's center. This will be the city, and these are like farms. So let's build it here so we'll get all 3 of the anomalies. That's going to help us out tremendously. So you can see I got a few extra bonuses also when I stamped it down here. Changed it a little bit. I get the influence points. I got 1 extra dust. 1 extra science, 1 less food, which is kind of interesting. So I'm getting all this stuff. Click my town. You can see the bonuses from tiles here. Really high on food. That's going to be good for us. 2 turns for getting another person. That's really good for Allayi. But I'm going to move this dude over to building. So see, we have 10 right now. Now we get 4 more for having our citizen on industry. So now we have 15. That's going to help a lot. So that just bumped our industry up 50% basically. And it's still 3 turns to another person. That's great. Another thing which we just got really lucky, these anomalies have +10 to approval. So does this one, and so does this one. That's awesome. Got super lucky with that. That means we now are getting some bonuses from approval. So I think we're getting, yeah, see, 8.4 more gold. No science because we're not producing that much. Oh, 4 more production, almost. Oh yeah, an additional 2 science, and an additional 7 food. So that's really good. I mean, we got super lucky, guys. Just super lucky. Oh, this has it. Earthspine has it. I might go out here. What about down here? What do we got? Nope. So yeah, I'm definitely going to expand this direction. I want to pick up these other anomalies. So when you expand, when you do like a, well, I can't do it yet because I don't have enough pearls. This costs pearls to do the expansion. Like if I expand my city border to here, so I have these 2 tiles for my city, I'll also pick up these 3 tiles. So that way I can move and I expand again, I can pick up these, which means I pick up the anomaly. So what I'm going to do is expand in this direction, probably here and then here to get these, so I can get all these. We'll talk about that a lot later. So I put my city down. It's insane, right? I'm going to build Founders Memorial first. This is what you build pretty much the first time you do anything. Gives you a lot of bonuses, +2 to everything, +1 more influence in city. Can only be built once in your empire, and it's pretty cheap at just 60 industry. So we're going to build that. We're going to put it in the queue. You can also expand these for when you have a lot of different things to pick from. Same thing with the queue. I can actually queue up more than one thing. We're not going to do that. But look, 4 turns. If I move this back, 6 turns. So I definitely want to get this. We need to produce, man, because I want to produce units pretty quick after that. Skyfin, again, 20 pearls, but this is an awesome unit. This guy doesn't cost any pearls. And you also get some militia in here to help you defend. If the city gets attacked, you don't have to put your military units in there immediately. I really like that. I can also assign a hero as a governor that helps the city out, and you can grow that specific hero in city-related improvements in his or her tree. So that's pretty neat. Salting Earth means destroy the town. Obviously, we don't want to do that. Okay, so we built our city. Sweet. Now you can see this is our region now. We own this region. We can't see the borders. They're right in here. You can only have 1 city per region. So choose wisely. That kind of gates how many cities you can have, because there are only a certain amount of regions in the world, right? You can also shrink the region size. I didn't do that because, for one, that would be not beneficial for me because I can't have that many cities to begin with. Secondly, it alters whether or not the strength of different factions. Like, makes my faction a lot weaker. So if you were doing Allayi as an AI, you would handicap them. So, but you could have more cities, but you would handicap the AI. So I don't know. That's why I didn't do it. Let's get this troop going this way. Probably should go over there too. But I want to see what they got down here, because I want to expand relatively quickly, especially since I have a lot of extra approval. I can expand pretty quick. Okay, so I found the Haunts, a minor faction. This is their special troop. I'm really looking for a ranged special troop, so they have fly, though. That's kind of neat. They can fly over. Basically, when you can fly, you can go up cliffs. You don't have to walk around them. You can just fly right over them. And if you assimilate the Haunts, because you can only assimilate a certain amount of minor factions into your empire, it's usually like a couple, I get plus 5% on my whole empire of science for every one of their cities that I pacify and bring into my empire. So that's kind of neat. That's what they do. But until then, they're going to attack. They're going to produce troops, and they're going to walk around like barbarians in other games and attack cities and troops and stuff. So I kind of want to probably take out their city pretty quick. Oh, sweet. Here's another ruins, and you can see that when you've looked at it, it's black. So that one's in... Oh, I walked right by one. That sucks. I need to walk back one. I'll do that next turn. Oh, dead end, so we can just go, I don't know, that way. Cool. So we're pretty much done with turn 1. So let's look at, what's this? You received a new quest. Yeah, we already know that. Dismiss. So the quests are just, they just hang out up here. I also want to look at science. So we'll look at that. So science works a little bit different in this game. There aren't trees, there are eras. So there are 6. Era 1, 2, 3, they're locked, right? Until you unlock a certain amount in the previous era. So let's look at the requirements here. Okay, so I need 9 technologies of era 1 to unlock tech 2, or era 2. So once you do that though, all the technologies down here cost a little bit more. So you want to go after the ones you want right away, and then when you go back to get stuff, they cost a little more than normal. You can't just spam a whole era in like one turn. So what am I going to get? The first thing I'm going after is language square. This is going to help me with minor factions. I can parlay or bribe minor factions. That way I don't have to attack them necessarily to take them over. I might be able to pay them off. So I'm going to go for that first. Then I'm going to go for mill foundry because I want to get my industry up as fast as possible. This is going to give me a lot of bonuses there. And that way I can build troops and buildings, because there's no point in researching stuff if I can't build the buildings that it unlocks, right? Then I'll go after science to keep my science pumped up so I don't fall too far behind. Dust would be good so I can actually parlay, and also keep a larger army. But I think I want to go after these extractors. So when I find titanium or glass steel deposits that you find around your regions, around the world, I can build extractors on them, and I'll get 1 per turn when I do that. And so basically these are strategic resources. They go right into my empire. I can spend them anywhere, and I can consume them with like special weapons or armor. And in this case, I have a quest to get this stuff, right? So I'm going to go there next, try to start building that up, and then I'm going to need to unlock these to actually buy the armor with that special resources, and they're very good. You get a big advantage. So they're really important if you're going after military, which we will definitely be doing, because during winter we need to be really spread out getting pearls and stuff, and we're going to get attacked probably a lot. I already unlocked Skyfin. That's something comes unlocked with this faction. I also have that shipyard unlocked, like I told you about, where I can go over the water. I can get to other continents faster, so it's a good. I'm going to try to abuse that. These are wonders. New ones unlock every era. Only one of these can be built in the world. I'm going after Museum of Auriga. It gives me, if I build this, it's an expansion to my city, just like Garth of Auriga is, or for other factions, it's called a district, I think. This is the same thing, but it's a legendary. So it gives me plus 20 approval per level. You can level up your districts or your expansions if you have multiple expansions surrounding them. I also get plus 20% dust on the whole empire if I have a happy approval rating, and plus 20 on science, and plus 20% cost reduction on the empire. Cost reduction. Usually that's like industry across the board. That's kind of neat. Can only be built once. It's very expensive to build. It's a 500 industry. I'm going to be probably going after that. This one is pretty decent. I get 130 emeralds for that, for getting that. I need to harvest 30 units of a luxury first. This one is pacify 8 villages, and I get to get that building, 15% initiative on troops. That's pretty good. But that's my science for now. That's what I'm going to be doing. I queued up a bunch of science. This is the Altar of Auriga. We'll be doing this more when we build the Altar of Auriga, but this is where I'm going to get lots of great benefits when I unlock this stuff. Usually it costs pearls. It's pearls and some industry. A new ring of these unlocks for every winter that passes, up to, I think, 3 winters. So that's pretty cool. I can get some great bonuses in here and really wreck people. This is the one that I unlocked just as a starter, that you can see again, plus 2 on city tiles when I expand, not just plus 1, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so that's pretty much everything we need to know on turn 1, and we've got a couple minutes left. I really just want to kind of end it here. We're going to go to turn 2, and then before we do anything, we're probably going to call it quits. We'll move a little bit because I want to make sure I don't forget to get this ruins here. Kind of really not a great thing that I passed that up. I got to be a little more vigilant with that. So, okay, new quest added, Pearls of Auriga. When Auriga brings forth her fruit in winter, it will be a sign that once again our time has come. So the Allayi are going to go collect pearls during the wintertime, and they're saying, those pearls belong to us, man. Search the indicated ruins to regain control over the Skyfin unit. Oh, so they're going to give me a Skyfin unit. Cool. and then I'll also get 2 pearls. So I just have to go here. I'm already there. That'll be simple. Let's actually do that right now so I don't forget. Boom! Got a new unit. And I get a quest update. So I got the next part of my quest here. Your people are converging after centuries in the wilderness. You lack only the Skyfin, a powerful ally and totem of your people. With its help and the potent pearls, you hope to save Mother Auriga from disaster. So the Skyfin are like a noble creature of this planet, and everybody reveres them. So you can actually collect resources on other people's regions, which is kind of neat. The Skyfin can collect resources for you. They act as a collector, which is kind of cool. You just have to place them over a deposit, and they'll just collect on it. It's kind of neat. So if I build now I got to build the Altar of Auriga, which unlocks the Altar of Auriga. I need to gather enough pearls by searching ruins or by collecting them when the dark season comes. And I get 15 titanium for doing that. That's awesome because remember, one of my quests is I need titanium, right? So that's good. So here's the Skyfin unit. They cannot join up with any other units and form an army. They are by themselves. They are a ranged unit though, I think. Yeah, 3 range. So they do. This is my ranged unit. But they're kind of expensive to build. And they don't start in a battle because they don't start in the army. They just come later in the battle. Auriga Affinity 2, I think that means that I can, when I collect pearls during the winter, I get more with this guy. So what I can do, I think this is glass steel. Yeah, I can come over here and start sucking up glass steel. Why don't I do that? So when you see when I move over there, when I hover over a glass steel, I'm starting to aspirate. That means you can see it happening right here. I'm sucking up glass steel, and I start collecting glass steel right here. You'll see it come up next turn. So that's kind of neat. Parked. Really cool. So that's done. Let's move this guy back to search this ruin, because I want to make sure that I do this before we end the episode here. We're a little over, but that's okay. 30 dust. I like getting dust in the beginning because I usually run a deficit pretty quick on troops and different things like that. 3 pearls as well. That's awesome. We need more pearls. So that's great. So now we can send this guy back this direction. And I can search this ruins as well. See, if I could fly, I would be able to fly right up this, but since I can't, I'm going to have to go around. Search this ruins. More dust and pearls. That's awesome. How many pearls do I have? 8. So we can almost build the altar right now. I'll want to build it pretty quick. Now, also, the Allayi units have a lot of speed, a lot of move points, so I should be able to get around and get these a lot quicker than other dudes. We're going to leave that guy right there. Here's another anomaly. That's awesome. I'm going to leave it here for episode 1. Let me know what you think in the comment section if you like this faction or not, or if you have the expansions to Endless Legend, or if you've even seen this game. And also, again, leave a like and a comment and a favorite. It really helps the channel out if you like this channel. Make sure to subscribe if you're from the other channel. But this is going to be going on probably about 4 episodes a week, maybe more. 30 minutes per episode. Full playthrough of Allayi, and I'm not very good at this game, so I might screw it up, I might die, I might get beat, but it's going to be the journey, right? It's going to be the journey. So if you have any tips for me, leave them in the comment section for this faction. I've never played them. So as always, everyone, stay frosty and hope to see you on episode 2.